the damnation of your own soul. Is it worth it?
Sinful is how conservative preachers describe, demonize, and oppose full equality for LGBT people. Yet progressive religious leaders provide a counterweight, preaching full LGBT inclusion to their congregations. Next, we feature Reverend Dr. Welton Gaddy, who put his career on the line, writing a paper that looks to the U.S. Constitution to make the case for equality.
Hello and welcome. I'm Reverend Welton Gaddy.
Well, let's face it, religion and the LGBT community historically has not had a very good relationship.
Joining us now is Reverend Dr. Welton Gaddy. He is a Baptist minister in Monroe, Louisiana, and full disclosure, he's my friend.
When we look at Welton, we sort of see Jerry Falwell, but then he starts to talk, and it's a whole new world.
National Day of Prayer had been hijacked by right-wing extremists.
He's saying the exact opposite of what Falwell ever said in terms of the importance of the separation between church and state and in terms of tolerance and respect for diversity. And that's powerful.
Welcome, everyone, to
State of Belief is a radio program sponsored by the Interfaith Alliance.
I've been at the Interfaith Alliance now going on almost 12 years.
Interfaith Alliance is an organization that reflects the diversity of religion in this nation and advocates for religious freedom and works against the manipulation of religion by politics, but also the manipulation of politics by religion.
When Welton did the Interfaith Alliance paper on same-sex marriage, he subtitled it A Call to Quiet Conversations and Public Debates. Welton's point is that religion and the state must be separate, both for the health of the government and for the health of religion.
To oversimplify grossly, one, it had to do with the nature of marriage, which in the United States is a legal issue, not a religious issue. And it had to do with whether or not religious institutions have the right to either deny marriage to someone or engage in facilitating marriage because of the faith tradition.
One of the points that Welton makes, and I think it's powerful coming from a minister, is that he says that, listen, every religious faith has its own ideas about marriage. Every religious faith also has its own ideas about divorce.
The government grants divorces given the circumstances of a particular relationship. And the government does not try to please any religious institutions in the decision it makes about divorces.
Right now, there are a lot of religious traditions that say that divorce is totally verboten, but we go to the government to get divorced. We don't go to the church to get divorced in the same way. And that sort of point, sort of calling us out on our principles about how we let religion and government handle different issues because they're good at handling different issues for the way we get along as a society and a country, I think is basic and interesting.
And so that's why fine to have a discussion about the Bible, but when we're dealing with a legal matter, whether it's same-gender marriage or many of the other issues that are controversial in our nation, let's start with the Constitution, which is the same document that gives us the religious freedom to say yes or no as religious people. And I want everybody in this nation, whether they embrace faith or not, to have the rights that are offered by the Constitution regardless of their position on a particular religious issue. One trait of authentic religion is freedom. And so I won't ever try to drag a person kicking and screaming into a religious confession or a religious devotion. But I will say to everybody, the door's open, and you can be a religious person and be who you are.